to the hilt. Adamson looked shaky at best with their floor defense, you know, all busted up with the way Ateneo delivered their offense. There were so many holes and so many errors when it comes to reception for Adamson that it doesn't even look like the same Adamson you see on a regular basis in the UAAP.
That's right. You know, give credit also to Ateneo, I think, in terms of, you know, doing their offense, even at the service line, ano? They made sure na hindi lang talaga sure serve. What they wanted was a strong serve to force one of the best receiving teams here to commit as much errors as they can, or at the very least to break the offense of Adamson. And that's why in the first set hindi nakadikit masyado itong Adamson.
And also, with such a huge lead being developed by Ateneo, 10-point lead in set number 1, they were able to attack much more aggressively and go 110% all out every time they spiked the ball because they had room to play with.
That's right. And you mentioned earlier also, no, it's not just in the front line where they do the offense, pero even in the back row, if the chance is called for it, you'd see Ferrer set the ball to Valdez, Hervasio, or Kainglet from the back row.
That was the final blow in set number 1. Lisa Valdez, and right now they're getting instructions from Coach Korayev as you take a look at some of the numbers of set number 1.
Now here's what we're talking about in terms of attacks. Ateneo actually performed better with 12 points as compared to only 7 of the Lady Falcons. And if you look at the block points here, it's a very impressive 5 points for the Lady Eagles as compared to only 1 of the Lady Falcons. And we also mentioned, you know, that the Lady Eagles really challenged the good reception, or this good receiving team. They scored 2 service aces and none there for the Lady Eagles. And looking at the errors, there were about 8 and 6, 8 for the Lady Eagles, 6 for the Lady Falcons.
If there's any team that can actually counter the kind of offense that Ateneo has, or offensive power that Ateneo has to be one of the best defensive teams in the league, and that's going to be Adamson.
That's right. You know, and not just only Ateneo, I suppose that, you know, even the other teams who play here in the league, no matter how strong they are in offense, they would always look at Adamson as one of the toughest opponents, mainly because of the scrappy defense that they have.
But so far, we haven't seen any of that in this match, as Ateneo, just surgical precision, they've been able to dissect this defense of Adamson. Hervasio. Valdez having to work extra hard to keep the balls alive here. Valdez. Makatuno. Hervasio, cross court. Goes over on the first hip. Hervasio plays setter. Valdez, cross court. Great save from Ateneo. Here comes Valdez again. Much better defense by Adamson here in set number 2. And that is going to be wide. Point for Ateneo as we check in with Bea Coronel.
Well, this is definitely not the kind of card the Lady Falcons were hoping for. The girls were told that they had to rid themselves of all the jitters, mental lapses, distractions from the court, and just concentrate on the game at hand. In addition, Mommy Lusa feels as if her girls have yet to work as hard as they are supposed to. She prompted them to be quicker, stronger, more focused, and most importantly, smarter in making decisions. Now definitely in need of some fine-tuning. Expect the Lady Falcons defense in particular to get back on track.
Thanks, Bea. I guess out of everything that Mommy Dulce said, the focus is very, very important here in set number 2, because that's what seemed to be lacking in set number 1, is that focus, especially on defense.
That's right, as we just seen that attack from Ateneo na hindi nakuha ni Vasquez. Again, very unlikely. That's one of the best liberos that we have here.
Now let's go to the other side and find out more about Ateneo here in set number 2 as we check in with Tiff Atendido.
Thank you, Eric. With a few games remaining for the elimination round, Coach Roger Goreyev said that their approach is one that's more aggressive and really trying to avoid the unnecessary errors and every game. Coach Roger reminding the girls, ang kalaban nag-aabang lang yan na magkamali tayo. One small mistake from us can make a difference. It can work our way or the other. It can trigger something. Presence of mind is really important, so we play hard always, and there's no room for complacency. Now, for the second set, Coach Roger's instructions include to setter Jem Ferrer pakiramdaman ang set, and he wants more combination plays. Lastly, let's take our time on our service. Sayang ang lamang kung magbibigay lang tayo ng easy points sa kalaban dahil sa error. Erica Nan.
All right, thanks, Tiff. And obviously, Coach Gorayev was aware of the 8-6 unforced errors in favor of Ateneo in set number 1, and he wants to avoid that because you can't keep on winning sets with unforced error numbers like that throughout the match against a team like Adamson.
That's right. But, you know, at this point, I think, you know, Adamson still has, you know, to get back that focus like what you mentioned earlier. Currently, nagpalit na sila ng libero. They're utilizing Listana, replacing Vasquez. Let's see how she can help with the defense of Adamson.
But it's looking much better here in set number 2 as compared to set number 1. But obviously, we can't put the blame on Vasquez. It's a team defense that Adamson wasn't able to accomplish in set number 1. As they start to get on a roll here with a point there, going down the line. Elisa May Zapanta putting a stop to that rally in favor of Adamson. Here comes Kainglet on a semi-combination there. Kinlog finding an opening in the Ateneo defense.
That's exactly what they need at this point. Makatulo giving it to Kinlog. Look at that. Top spin ball right at the end of the line.
Clearly above the blockers was Angelica Kinlog there. 2 straight points for Adamson.
Oh, net violation on the part of Adamson.
Lucky break for Gretchen Ho and the Lady Eagles as they inch their way back to the driver's area or driver's seat. 5-4, set number 2.
Another failed attempt there for Hervasio. You see it from the throw. Hinabol na yung bola paharap. So, didn't get the right hand on that ball.
2 straight service errors. Well, not straight, but one was in the first set. The other was in the second set for Z Hervasio. She might try to get simpler in the next ones as Gretchen Ho goes down the line. Just single lady block will not work for a veteran like Gretchen Ho as Ateneo is back on top, 6 serving 5. Pineda goes cross. Phil Kainglet going soft on that one. It's still alive, Ferrer. And that's going to be a point for Adamson. What an effort, though, from Jem Ferrer.
Yeah, still running
that almost looked impossible.
6-all. Erica Altino for Adamson.
6-all, set number 2.
Guevara sends that straight into the net. Just as I was about to say, this is a better set for them where they're able to tie it with Ateneo.
Team captain, Kiel Kainglet. Serving.
Good position by Hervasio. Didn't have to move to get that one, and Valdez scores again, giving Ateneo a 2-point lead in set number 2, 8-6.